Hey everybody, this is Mark. Cedar Creek Bottoms, and y'all probably can tell where I'm at today. I'm at the Kymulga Grist mill. So, mill was built in the 1860s. That's what they grind with now. That's the meadows. And this is the old French burr stones that were brought in from France, 48 inch. They used to have 3 of them running. And we'll walk through the mill for a few minutes, show you some of the stuff. My grandfather's handwriting's in here. I'll show you this real quick. That's my grandfather. And one of my mama's brothers. Some paintings of the old mill. There's some old wheat sifters, 2 of them. And here's some articles. Some of them about my family. In fact, that my aunt wrote that letter right there, hard to read. There's different pictures here. But yeah, 4 generations of my family has run this mill. Here, sister. Here's some more. That stone is gone. Part of it's there at the bottom of it. If you can see it, it's got grooves in it. If you can see, it's got grooves. The other stone will be like that too. So, and here's one stone out. This is probably her. That would be the top of the stone. You imagine bringing them on a wagon from the ocean all the way to Alabama in the 1800s. So, yeah. My grandfather's writing is in here in places on the wall. It's about gone. But some places you could see his handwriting because he would mark on the wall when he was doing stuff. We'll show you the dam. There's the creek. This is the first level we're on. They had a big rain a while ago. That's pretty cool. I caught the crane on the camera. But y'all can see that's the dam. It was rebuilt years ago. Original dam had to be tore out. Usually some good fishing right here below this dam. Usually catch a lot of stripes and crappie in the spring coming up to it. And of course you see part of the bridge. We'll walk over there in a minute. Come on, we'll go upstairs, son. You ready? Yeah. Let's see if we can find some of your grandpa. Well, be your great grandfather's writing. It's in here in places. I just have to look for it. You can see where they used to mark. A lot of that was marking, keeping up how many bushels come in. Come on, sister. We're going up one more level. Get up here into the part of the mechanics of the mill. Now you can, all right. So you can see this is where all the pulleys and stuff come together. There's one more level. We'll go up on it here in a minute. But you can see the old pulley shaft system. Pretty neat for 1860s. What they used was little turbines up under the mill, had a gear lever. You just put it in motion and all this would start working. So This is where the corn would go up and go through, you know, shelling and all that, sifted, and go back down to the mill. Now this right here is old. This is your wheat mill. This is where they would bring an elevator, bring the wheat up and thrash it. Then it would go back down and to the flour packer. So that's pretty cool. Tell where some birds have been nesting in here. And you can see here's the elevator going down to the packer. The wheat would come out right here and go down in there to where they can, well, flour, excuse me. Pretty old machinery here, still in pretty good condition. This was Case Company, International something dresser. I can see that up there. Very old, very old. Here's some old mule implements. Part of old Guyana knocker and some cultivators and some kind of planter. Almost looks like a coal. Some old farming equipment. They probably brought it up here to get it out of the weather. And there's some old belts and stuff.
Can we go inside, sir?
Yeah, we're going up. You can see how this one was run. So they just had gears, shafts running everywhere in here. And there's what inside of the elevator looks like, little cups. You can see it just brings it up. They used to store the corn up under the mill. I'll show that to you here in a minute. We'll walk on up here to the third level. Third level is just mainly the next part of the mechanical of the mill. You see the sifter. Just different pulleys running everywhere. I was looking to see if I can find any of my grandfather's handwriting. I know it's in here. I've seen it before. Let's ease up pieces. Sister, come on. Come on here. Come on. Yeah, we got the dog with us. Look like they're using this more for storage now. Watch this step right here, son. The last one. So mainly this used to be another part of the mill where they had some pulleys coming in, elevators. It looks like they're using it more for storage now. We're up in the tip top of it. So here's another view down to the dam. Y'all can see it's a good piece down there. Yeah. Sister. Y'all bear with me a minute, please. Got a dog wanting to go around me 20 times. Anyway, sorry about that. So this is the inside of the grist mill. If y'all ever in Chillisburg, come by and check this place out. We'll go back down toward the bottom here, show you my grandfather's T model, and go out to the covered bridge and look around. You can tell the floors are getting weak. I can feel it. And they've had to come in here and do some rigging over the years. So, but I forgot what they kept up here. They may have stored some stuff. I'm trying to remember what my mama told me. I can't remember. You know. So. All right, let's go back downstairs. Come on, son. Just watch this board right here. That board's getting weak. They need to replace that pretty soon. Sister don't like it in here. She must have felt the presence. Yeah, this mill is haunted. My grandmother did not like for my mother and some of her sisters to come over here at night much. A lot of times my grandfather would have to run this mill real late at night, and they'd hear chains and popping and moaning and all kind of racket coming from up in here. I mean, you know, my grandfather seen several, you know, outlines of bodies walking around at night. Some of my aunts experienced it. My mother was pretty little when my grandfather was running this mill, so my grandmother wouldn't let her come over here hardly. So, but all right, let's walk back down. We'll talk about it down here in a minute. Come on, sister. Excuse me. Sister, stop. You don't want to jump out that window. Looking to see if I see my grandfather's handwriting. It's in here. I just know he signed his name in a lot of places, but you can also see where he wrote numbers down. You could see, show you a little more about this mill right here. Now what they got this set up on now is electric motor. You can see it there. They're running a belt. This is Meadows, just like mine. I don't know what model this is. They got that later on when they started having trouble out of the stones. The main reason they had trouble out of the stones was I think they had one that cracked, and also, hey, you know, under the mill they started having problems. Yeah.
Look, there's a snake down there.
Huh?
There's a snake down there.
Where's he at?
On that tarp, you see it?
Oh yeah.
What type is that?
Looking from here, looking at his head, he kind of looks like a water snake, but because his head looks kind of straight instead of a V, it's hard to say from here.
Definitely a rattler.
Well, no, well, rattlesnakes do cross creeks, but yeah, I need to show that picture. But I was looking for you some of your grandpa's writing. I know some of it's in here. He wrote it with a pencil. It's hard to see it anymore. This used to be how you went down under the mill. They don't use that no more as a trap door. So at one time they had 4 stones in here. There's another stone. There's one still encased. Shaft's not in there no more. The shaft come up through the mill from the turbines. So all that's been done away with. Cost a lot of money to get that back in that type of shape. Looking to see if I seen your grandpa's writing anywhere. I know it's here somewhere. Some of this may be it, but he wrote kind of strange. He had a distinct handwriting. I know it's in here. A lot of it's faded over time. Come here. Come here.
What do you think about all this?
She don't like it in here.
What's the matter? You got good manners, that's for sure. Yes,
Oh yeah,
you do.
she's a mannerable dog.
Yeah.
Hey Tommy.
Tommy, what you doing here?
Hey! Looking at the things they,
Yep.
the dog.
Yeah, went doing a little filming. Yo, this is my brother-in-law. Say hello, Tommy.
Oh, hello. Didn't realize there's some pictures.
Yeah. You'll be famous.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, we thought we'd ride up here a few minutes. So
I saw the banjo in there, but
I think
the
it's
wall in there.
oh, is it in the other one?
The next room.
Yeah, I'll go back and look at it. I got
Old
a,
banjo.
that's the one they found up here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, it had a letter inside it.
Yeah.
And the woman that gave it to the man. Told me who it was that
Yeah.
gave
There's
it
some
to
pretty
him.
honey right there. Some pretty honey.
Get it from the corn grinder. It's drying the same way. They've all got
Y'all know what that is. You know what that is. And that was where we used to keep bees in there. You could actually see it working. They used to have that going. I think the guy who, the older guy who did handle this is not here. They still do harvest some honey. There's a lot of bees up here. They do still harvest some. That's pretty neat. All right, let me go back in here and show some stuff. Right. So this is the old store and the old post office. You can see the slots for the old post office. So they used to keep a store in here a long time ago. You can see some of the old stuff on the walls behind it.
That's cool.
Where stuff was against the walls. You got a lot of stuff in here. They sell shirts and stuff like that. And there's the old banjo up there they found up here. I don't know if it belonged to my grandfather or not. It could have. We don't know. Oh, that's some pretty honey right there.
Like a dead possum.
Yeah. That's some pretty honey though. Look at it shining. Oh yeah. Well, you ready to walk out here and look at your grandpa's Model T a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go look at it real quick.
Did you look at the banjo?
Yeah, I showed him the banjo. Yeah. So you just out loafing, Tommy?
Well, actually, hitting the meat market.
Oh, okay.
I had to stop by. Last time I was here, it wasn't open, so I couldn't actually look at the meat.
Right.
Yeah, last time I was here, it was closed.
All right, y'all, we're walking out here. That's the old bin they used to keep corn in. They don't use it no more for storage. And here's my grandfather's old Model T. This is, cousin gave it to the mill. They got it under a building. And there's a cane press, 2 of them. That's for sorghum, sugar cane. Squeeze the cane out, get your juice. And this is the old Model T. My mother rode a many a days on this when she was a child. It's pretty cool. I'm glad that my cousin let the mill have it instead of sitting in a barn or a shop. That's where everybody can enjoy it. I think they're going to come back later, get it up off the ground, and supposed to put a sign up talking about it. But this is my grandfather's T model. He many miles. Look where he built him a wooden seat and stuff out of to ride on. You know, back in they didn't have a ton of money. They had to do a lot of figuring. You know, he was a millwright and a carpenter, so he had to figure out. And this is out some mills out of another old mill that they were turning into a wedding venue down in Shelton County, and they were able to get a hold of the equipment, get it up here. I don't know what their plans is for it, but at least it's under a shed and not rotting. And this mill is a little bit younger than this mill. There was some craftsmanship went into this, made out of wood. There was some time put in this, pretty neat. And that's just a storage area. Used to make sorghum syrup out there. There's an old pan out there somewhere where they used to cook. I think it's that little building to the left. We'll walk out here. I know battery is kind of running low on this phone, so I do want to show you the covered bridge real quick. But I want to show you down the railroad where I was talking about that one booger was seen that time. We'll walk right out here in a minute. Right here though, they used to do the syrup. I've come help with it right in here somewhere about where they had the syrup mill, the mill itself put up, and they had a guy bring in a mule and they'd hook to it, and you know, this is some of the stuff over the years they've accumulated, boats and stuff, and people have gave to them. This is owned by the city of Kymulga, and they do some Christmas and Halloween things and grits festival, and yeah, that's the old pan. I guess I need to come talk to them. Me start growing it and get a mill going and come up here and start using that pan. It was a good pan. You know, 2 coffins sitting there. That's probably for their Halloween. I'm gonna just show you what it looked like down the railroad here. Now, if you can see, it's a long way down yonder at that curve. Down there about where you kind of can't see no more. It's about where you go in. That place I was talking about, and this spot in here is thick. I need to come back up here one way and just walk this and see if anything takes place. But right down in yonder, between that and here is where they seen that booger that time. And so you can tell it's all woods through there. And so pretty interesting, pretty interesting. Used to be a depot here too at one time. Also, a sawmill was here. So this was a thriving place in the 1800s, early 1900s. Sawmill, store, post office, grist mill, depot. A lot of people coming in and out this place. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna stop filming for a minute to save battery power, and we will come back here in just a few minutes. There we go, that's better. All right, y'all, go down here and look under the mill real quick. Show you what that kind of looks like. Over here across the creek's where the other booger was seen at the time. They got a bunch of walking trails. I don't know if we will go over there today or not. I will try to show you the covered bridge. We'll go up on it here in a minute. You can see it sitting up there. One of the oldest covered bridges left in Alabama. So we'll go over here. Y'all look at the size of that sycamore. It's a big old tree. Used to be some trees right across the creek here that were some biggest to the east of the Mississippi River. They were very old. Storms come through and blew them over, and you know, so I'll go out here and show you this. You can see some of the pillars, see how they're starting to get weak. So what they did, they come in and put some steel in different places to help hold the mill up. The mill was getting to a point where they may have been fixing to lose it. So it had a bunch of companies locally that donated time, money, and labor to keep this mill from falling in. Took a good bit of time and money to fix this thing. So this is what it looked like up under the mill. And they used to store the corn right in here in places. You can see some of it. They used to store corn up under here. Also, you can see the old turbines. And what they did, you can see one of them buried in mud, and the couplings come loose. That one's still hooked up. There were 4 of them under here. They're full of mud. I doubt they'll ever run them again, because one reason they shook the mill so much. But you can see where the steel I-beams have been added over time. to help support the weight of this mill. That was pretty cool. You don't see that much anymore. Wooden pegs put a lot of this together. So you can see the earthwork up under it. Over time they've had to come in and, you know, pour concrete, put, you know, new pillars, because over time they started rotting. But what they would do was send water down this trough right here into this, and these were free spinning. They'd spin, and then upstairs there'd be a gear that'd lock in. You see the old big bull gear right up in there, and they'd lock in with the other gears and start running the mill. So pretty good for the 1800s. You can imagine being down here trying to put these in the 1800s with equipment. People had some, they had some get up go to them. So it's pretty cool. Give you a little bird's eye view of the dam. So here, right up under me, is where they would bring the water in. There's a gate right up there. Take a wrench and run it up, and the water would start coming up under the mill. And that used to be a wooden platform. Most of it's gone. That's where the mill man could walk around down there. My grandpa had to get up under this mill many a times, get logs out and stuff. They'd get it hung up in there. He'd have to stop the mill and come down here and get it all out, get the mill back running. I'll show you the valve, how they let the water into, how they would let the water into the mill. And all this was redone a few years ago, but you can see there's the gate. They just raised the gate up, and that let the creek start going into there. There's some water going through there now, but not enough to do anything. So we'll walk up here and go up on the bridge real quick before I run out of juice in this phone. I should have made sure I had it. Later tonight we're going up to Kymulga management area. Sit with some of my friends. And well, as y'all know, there's a good bit goes on Kymulga too. It's the management area in the north part of the Talladega National Forest. Good bit of stuff happening up there. Some stuff I can't really get into. Y'all see there's a big katabi tree and big old cherry. Used to be some huge trees here. I mean, it was beautiful. Coming, son? So we'll walk up here and tell you a little bit about the bridge. This used to be the road they called the Georgia Road. Used to be one of the main roads coming from Georgia into this part of the South in the early 1800s. This bridge was built in the 1860s. This was a well-traveled road. Yeah, it's a duck down there. Yep. Yeah, they keep a few ducks up here. If you can see in the wood, you can see where it's indented from all the years of, back then would have been wagons, and then later on vehicles, and a lot of square-headed nails. They've had to replace parts of it here. This is the original timbers. They did put some new tin on it a few years ago. We had somebody tried to build a fire in here one time. You know how folks are. So it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. This is an old bridge. Has a lot of paranormal on it at night. My grandfather claimed that there was a headless cow would walk across this bridge on a lot of nights, still wearing a bell. Also, there was a lady supposed to have been killed straight yonder. She come off this bridge. Something spooked the horse and buggy, or her. It went up into the railroad, and there was some kind of stick. When she got thrown from the wagon, it stuck through and killed her. A couple of my aunts, a couple of my uncles, my grandpa claimed they seen her ghost, I guess you would say there. There's been several paranormal people come up here and check this place out. So, and they got a lot of activity. Over here, a lot of people come do weddings beside the creek. So, pretty good sized fish yonder. I don't know what it is. Can't really see the meal good for here for the trees. But we'll walk right down here a minute. So I'm fixing to have to quit filming. My phone is fixing to die on me. So y'all bear with me. I hate that. I wish I had. It came a big rain here a while ago, so I knew I wasn't gonna probably walk the trails. And I should have had the. They've cleaned this up a lot in here. They've really opened this up. They're trying, you know, as slowly as they can. Like I said, right over here was the former Army ammunition plant from World War II. Made the gunpowder and the heavy water for the atomic bomb. There's one tree left here I'm going to show you real quick. Sister went out playing with the ducks. They were champion trees, like I said. Then big storm come through, started taking them down. So this is pretty old forest left in here. It's another big creek over here. This is one of the trees here laying on the ground. I think they did get some wood out of some of them. Some of them's on further back. There used to be a huge one right here. The stump was right in here. Now I have a picture of Rebecca standing in it one time inside it. That's when it was still up. It used to be right in here somewhere. Not sure where it got off to. Of course, there's a big red oak, but on down in here you could find more stuff. This is where the couple that came walking that time on further over seen the figure that I think was a booger. Also, there's a guy claims there's a dog man that runs around up here. I need to come up here and walk this place more. So, alright y'all, I'm gonna stop a minute. Okay y'all, there's part of another one of them old trees. Most of it's gone now. Not really gonna get back in there too far today. I just figure I'd stop here. We'll come back one day and really walk this. I'll probably come back and walk all the trails and just ease around, see if I hear anything. Not really hearing anything. Plus we got more storms coming and I don't really want to get caught out here in a thunderstorm. So that wouldn't be fun. Yeah, I really hated these trees. One of them I think was what they call a sugarberry. When they measured it, I can't remember the dimensions. They said it was biggest one east of the Mississippi they had measurements on. There was some type of other oak for its species. This in here hadn't been cut or farmed in a long time. My understanding's even in the early 1900s, before the Army ammunition plant, this was already woods. This part never did get farmed. It's a big creek bottom in here. Floods pretty easy, that's another reason. There's about 20 acres with this park. They do have RV camping. They do have primitive camping up in the horseshoe of the creek. So if you're ever in this part of Alabama, come check it out. And you know, come check it out. Real nice tour of the mill. I could have got him probably to run the mill. He added more people and I didn't, you know. It's something I can come back and do regular. So some of these other people out of town. But you can tell this is old growth forest. It hadn't really been touched in a long time. I'm gonna say way over 100 years. This is the old road that went to, they called it the Georgia Road. Went up there and crossed another bridge. Of course, they put a newer bridge in for the walking track. But back in its day, they got a pavilion built here. I've even thought about doing a Bigfoot outing here, or maybe more of a meet and greet than outing. Like I said, down there in that horseshoe of the creek, there's a lot of primitive camping. If you ever want to try come place, there is boogers here, I will tell you that. Now how active they are, I don't know. They got a lot of land around here to roam on, so I do need to come up here and sit some nights and just sit here and see if I hear anything. So, but anyway, we'll walk over here and show you the mill from the backside real quick, and then I'm probably going to have to shut the phone off real quick. Jonathan done disappeared on me. I don't know if he had to go to the restroom or what took place. I'll give you a little backside of the mill. So yeah, if you're looking for a place to come and enjoy the day, camp out, enjoy a couple of days, like I said, they got walking trails across the creek. You got the bridge, the mill, fishing. I think they do rent canoes and kayaks that you can go up creek with, or down creek. I think they even have a way to pick you up, but you need to call and talk to them about that. Watching where I'm walking. Right after rain, a lot of times snakes go to moving. Jonathan about stepped on one up at Bankhead at Greg's. Whew, Lord have mercy. Yeah, here's the mill. Hope y'all can see it good. So anyway, like I said, a lot of people come right here and fish right below it, and that's the mill. Alright y'all, I'm gonna get off here. Y'all remember everything. Keep telling you love one another, get along. You know, remember everybody we support. Spencer and Misty with Woodwalkers. Misty, Sherry and Donna, their family with Southern Appalachian Sasquatch Seekers on Facebook. Miss Bama BF on Facebook. Flat Rock on Facebook. There's a lot of other people. The Beast Crew, Mr. Mark and Larry and the others, and Mr. Reinhardt with Discover Sasquatch, and Kyle with Encrypted Connections, and Deep South with Homesteading and Perma Pastures, and a few others. So y'all go check them out, and Mr. Barton Nunley. And I'm gonna say this name again. Y'all go check out Timothy Alabrino and Martin Groves. Martin Groves on a lot of podcasts. Y'all go listen to what he has to say about what he run into in LBL. So, and there's another group called Hellbent Holler. They're getting into some interesting stuff. I need to send them an email and explain to them some of the stuff going on in here. Alabama's the same stuff they're finding. So, but anyway, I got some more videos, so I don't know how we're going to release all this. We'll just figure out what we're going to release when we can. So we got some from the National Forest, Talladega National Forest the other day. So we'll figure out which ones to release. Did want to get the grist mill this week. So anyway, y'all give us a subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, share, tell your friends, and comment to me. And I will come back and do some more on this grist mill, and probably get a little more in depth with it on the stories of the two Bigfoot sightings and the paranormal. And we'll get into that a little deeper, but we'll go from there. Anyway, y'all have a good day. This is Mark, City Creek Bottoms Farmstead, with another fireside chat. Talk to you later. Bye bye.